Hello, everyone. Yesterday, I had two calls with two different salespeople in totally different industries, but there was a common thread or complaint they had. They said, Donna, I'm listening to all your information out there about relevant messaging, being authentic, showing empathy, but how can I do that? I don't have enough time to even follow up on all the leads I have. How can I possibly make every single message relevant to that individual, doing the research, but then also adding empathy and showing that I truly care? And I hear this from a lot of people because sales teams are strapped. They're asked to be doing more, but with less. And we only have 24 hours in a day. So what are we going to do? We can't add more hours in the day. But that is where you could start to utilize AI tools like ChatGPT to save you some hours in your day so that hopefully you'll get that extra hour or two that you can go out, go play golf, go running, just sit outside or read a book to enjoy life.
Before we jump in, your host is Donna Peterson, and you are listening to the B2B Marketing Excellence and AI podcast. We come to you every week with actionable tips and suggestions that can help you be more efficient, create better marketing plans, and be a salesperson that really closes those leads.
So today I wanted to talk about what both of those people were saying to me and how we can help you use these AI tools to send that relevant messaging so that it's opened. Because Gartner reported that 72% of emails that are sent are unopened. 72%. Now you probably say, Donna, that just means email doesn't work. I'm not going to say that because in my industry, I have seen it. Email marketing is still one of the most effective tools because you get to send that message directly to them. Just like a mail piece. Mail pieces are extremely effective now. There aren't a lot of people out in the mailbox, but I know with time constraints, people can't send mail pieces. Email is a great way to get that message out in front of the people. And originally, this episode was supposed to be about getting emails opened, but then after those two conversations yesterday, I'm like, this must be what's on top of everyone's mind. Let's talk about this instead. So, what do sales teams do? The biggest challenge I hear from them is, Donna, our decks are outdated. The emails I send are more generic. They don't align the messaging. It's just overwhelming. How do I bring all that information updated, but then make all the information I send out relevant to that specific individual? ChatGPT can help us with clarity and also empathy. And these are some tips. When you go on to ChatGPT, let's say you already have a generic email out there that you use, one that you've used before. But now it is time to take that more generic email and give it a fresh look so that it might speak directly to a packaging engineer, directly to a packaging engineer who might be facing these three major challenges. Or take that email and you're speaking to aerospace manufacturing individuals. What are the regulations that are most pressing right now? You go into chat and you do research about those specific areas, and then you take some specific details that you uncovered, you put it into the email. And this starts to show the recipient that you really know their space, that you can help them. Nowadays, people are being bombarded with way too many sales messages, marketing messages, everything, emails from friends, whatever it might be, too many messages. If you want your messages to stand out, they have to get them right away by putting in things that they will attract to. Example, if you're in aerospace manufacturing and you're mentioning those regulations, bing, they know what I'm talking about. One of the individuals I talked to yesterday was a lawyer, and she has to draft this letter to FEDMA. So what we did is we went into chat, we used deep research. Deep research is a great tool within chat. It's expensive, and that's why clients of mine come to me. I do it for them. I give them these tidbits so that they can put them into their email messages so that they're more effective. And then, of course, they don't have to pay for the ChatGPT deep research every single month when maybe they only need to use it once or twice a year or once every other month to get a small tidbit of really detailed information. But you go into ChatGPT and you use the deep research, and the deep research then went and that combs everything. It combs everything that is out there, not just the information that's within chat. And that's why you're able to get all this deep research on a topic and find out what are the most pressing points? How do we handle this? What are the biggest challenges? What are their biggest goals? What do you forecast for the industry? Whatever type of information you're looking in, you can start to get it there. One thing I will mention, there's really two things about chat. First of all, it was trained to never say, I don't know. So definitely keep talking to it and make sure you have confidence that it truly understands what you're trying to, what type of information you're trying to get out of it. And two, chat has a tendency to be too nice. I know you must be saying, Donna, how can anyone be too nice? But that's the problem. Chat is too nice. It's too positive. My colleague Tracy is always saying that she goes, it's just a machine. It's just being too positive. You have to tell chat to be, give me the good, the bad, the ugly. I always say, if I call my AI assistant, Izzy, I'll say, Izzy, I need you to be brutally honest. If I've written a piece of content and now I've uploaded it into chat and I want chat to look it over, does this sound professional? Does this sound like it is resonating and will it resonate with an electrical engineer? Does this sound like I truly understand the challenges that they are trying to overcome? And does this align with our business outcomes, our services? These are all things that you can ask chat, but you got to ask it to be brutally honest. An example is I'm writing an article right now for a packaging publication, and I've written the whole article, but I wanted to throw it into chat to ask, does it flow well? Does it sound authentic, like Donna Peterson, like our brand? Because I know for a fact, in order for things to stand out, for people to remember World Innovators, it has to be unique to us. I can't be sending out generic articles that any other company could write. There's no point. That's a waste of my time. So when I put my article into chat, of course, it came back and said, oh, Donna, this article is wonderful. You're doing a great job. Oh, pat me on the back. That's not what I want. I want it to tell me, no, yeah, you're telling your story, but it's disconnected. It's not flowing out the whole article. After I put it up the first time and it gave me that positive thing, I felt great about myself. And then I said, well, Chad, are you being brutally honest with me? Because I really want you to critically look at this article and tell me if there's things I can improve on. And then I got the list with the big red X's telling me all the things I need to fix. So I went from getting a review that was very positive to not so great. You need to make some changes. And that is what we want. We want to use these tools, but they've got to reflect us and our mission. And we want, as companies, to put the best possible sales letter out there, the best possible marketing materials out there. So tell chat to be brutally honest. When you upload these documents, so you have a sales letter you've drafted, you now can put it into chat, make sure it speaks to specific audiences. Make sure that if you've done the deep research, you're able to insert some of those pieces of the deep research to show the recipient that you truly understand them. And then ask chat, does your message show empathy, that you truly understand their situation? Let the recipient feel your emotion. But this is where, again, I will warn you, you've got to be authentic. You've got to be authentic that you understand them. It's like when I'm talking to people about ChatGPT and I'll say, I get it's confusing. I get it's overwhelming. And boy, do I understand when I hear people saying, Donna, I don't have time to learn one more thing. I get that. But what I always tell people when I hear that last one, I'm like, you go on to ChatGPT for 10 minutes. You work with prompts and finessing them. I know you are going to be sold that this is a tool you need to use. So go on to these tools, make sure you are authentic. Now, the way that these sales teams can do it is not only with the sales letter, but let's say they have that sales deck that's outdated and they don't have time. They could quickly take that sales deck, upload it into ChatGPT so GPT can scan any document that you have. Make sure that, ask it, how can I change the sales deck so that it will speak directly to an electrical engineer? It will speak directly to someone in metal forming. You tell it to do that and it'll come back with feedback, but don't stop there. The first salesperson I spoke to yesterday, they didn't understand that you could continue to keep going back and forth. And when I told them, it's like having a child in the checkout counter of the food store when they're like, Mommy, can I have that candy bar? No. Why? Because it's too close to dinner. Why? 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 Think of you want to be like that little kid. You want to keep saying to chat, why? But really, what you're saying is, how can I make it better? How can I make it better? How can I make it better? Don't stop until you get the results that you feel sounds like you, that sounds authentic, that you understand that industry and you have that empathy in there. Empathy is what will give you those connections. When people truly understand and feel that you understand them, that's when they're going to want to work with you. If you don't understand them or they don't get the feeling of your understanding, they're going to be on the fence. My last podcast was all about trust, how to build trust. If you want to build trust, you've got to show people that you understand their situation, that you can help them with their situation. For salespeople, I understand it because as a business owner, and yes, we are a marketing agency, but I sell all the time. How do we get clients? We have to sell our services. So as a business owner, here I am. I'm running a business. I'm looking at marketing. I'm looking at sales. I'm looking at operations. And it is overwhelming at times to get it all done. And that's why I was an early adopter of ChatGPT. When it first came on, I was like, yes, this is the answer. I was disappointed at first. It was very elementary, did not help. But ChatGPT is the worst it is going to be right now. Every day it is getting better. And right now, it can help sales teams that are strapped turn those generic sales materials, emails, conversation, LinkedIn posts to something that are specific, that are relevant. So let's go back quickly. I just mentioned it. Sales teams can use ChatGPT to reformat their email messages, their sales letters, to talk directly to their audience and to add empathy, show that you care, and give them the materials that they need. You can also help personalize follow up. Let's say they've responded to your email. You can copy that response and put it into chat saying, I sent out this sales letter. I just got this reply. What would be a good follow up to this reply? And I'm a big one about giving. Give information. I'm not a salesy person. So I wouldn't want my follow up ever to be, okay, you ready? How can we be ready to buy? You want an email list? You want, no, that wouldn't be us. I would be more like putting it into chat and now say, what other additional information could I offer this individual to help them with their job, with their challenge, with their goal? So you can take that, put it into chat, and chat will give you suggestions of what to do there. Again, don't use that first response. Cultivate it to get exactly what you want. You can also use it for LinkedIn messages. Let's say you were just at a trade show. You talked to several people on the show floor. There was a commonality, just like I'm doing right now with you. Yesterday, there was a commonality within these two salespeople about being overwhelmed, unable to take those generic messages and have time to make them specific. And thus, here I am with this podcast episode. Same thing with you. You want to do a LinkedIn post. You want it to sound like you. You want it to be authentic, but you want to show that empathy towards your target audience and bring in the story of the people you just met at the trade show. I just posted something this morning. Yesterday was an extremely draining day for me. For many years, I worked with both my parents, and they had different ways of doing business. But what was great about that is I could mention something to them and I would get their insights back about, yes, I think you should do this and this is why. Or Donna, no, what are you doing? That's not the right way. So they would give me the good, bad, and the ugly. They were my parents. Yesterday, something came up, and boy, did I miss that sounding board. It was long before chat was around, and there wasn't other places to get that sounding board. But even yesterday, I missed not having them around, and it was an extremely draining day. So this morning, I went out for my morning walk, and I got clarity just being outside. And I posted something on LinkedIn about that. But I wanted to post it, but I was emotional about the topic. So what I did is I wrote the rough draft of this LinkedIn post, but I gave it over to chat and I said, chat, here's a really raw post. I'm showing a lot of emotion because, like I said, it was a very draining day yesterday. And I'm going to try not to get emotional here. It's very draining. And so I went into LinkedIn and I said, this is a really raw post for me. How can I can you help me put it more professionally, but explain to people that you need a sounding board. You need people that you trust to discuss things with. Chat can be the first one to give you ideas, but then reach out to people that understand your situation and they can become your sounding board. So chat was able to do that for me. They were able to take that really raw post I did. They cultivated a little bit. So it was something I could really post out there and I posted out there. But the message showed I was definitely being authentic, but I showed the empathy I have for other people who may never have that sounding board that I had. Things that I took for granted for many years. And so I feel for these people, and I want to be that sounding board now. I want to be out there helping organizations figure out how to harness these AI tools to really work with them. It is not about, hey, let's get this content done. Okay, generate it, copy, paste, throw it up there. If that's what you're looking for chat for, you are going to be disappointed. Yeah, you're going to be getting a lot of content pushed out in the marketplace, but it is going to be generic and it is not going to resonate with your audience, and you're not going to see the results you want. So use, I sound funny here, use ChatGPT for good. And in order to use it for good, you constantly have to be talking to it back and forth. I am going to post a how-to video on the World Innovators YouTube channel about how to simply use ChatGPT. When the first salesperson, or really it was the second call yesterday, said, Donna, I don't have time to learn one more thing. And I said to her, but you don't understand. Chat GPT, you don't need to learn. You just need to talk to it. So check out that how-to video. I'm hopefully going to get that up long before this is posted, but it'll be out there on our World Innovators YouTube channel, how to simply get started with ChatGPT. And I'm going to show you how it's just a communication back and forth, but you got to do the back and forth. You can't just put one prompt and get the results. Everyone talks about prompt engineering and prompts you should use, and that's great, but it's everything after that first initial prompt that you really need to know. So I will post that out on the channel for you to look. Use chat. Maybe I'll do another how-to video, but just about deep research. Some people don't even realize that ChatGPT has this feature. As I mentioned, that's for the paid version of ChatGPT. It's $200 a month and you get deep research. I know, $200 a month. Donna, I don't need it that often. That's why clients come to us. We subscribe to it. They'll say to us, Donna, I just need to have some deep research about this one specific area. Could you help me out with that? I have helped that out now with a few clients. And what we do is we do the deep research on a Zoom call. I send them the whole transcript of the call and they get all the information that was uncovered during the deep research. That call that we do, it's about a half hour, 45 minutes, but now they have enough content of deep details that they can pull, listing various sources on content that will take them for at least 30 days. And it creates more effective content for them because they're putting in these detailed pieces of information. Also, remember with chat, you can upload documents. So, as a salesperson, maybe you were on the sales floor, you got all these different brochures. You're going to respond to this one company that gave you this brochure. You could upload that brochure, take a picture of it with your phone, maybe it's a PDF, upload it onto chat, And chat can help you create a sales letter back to that company, mentioning specific things about their company. The other thing is, I don't know, if you're like me, I get several different types of industry specific magazines every week. And I love these magazines, but I don't have time always to go through them. What I'm able to do is I'm able to go into chat, upload the magazines, and say, could you please look through them and find out which articles I should read that would pertain to marketing to industrial brands or challenges industrial brands are having with their marketing and their sales. What that does, like someone said, it gives you those clip note versions. I can cut right through it. It tells me exactly what articles there are. It gives me the takeaways, and then I can determine which ones I want to go back and read. It saves you a ton of time, but now I still get all the details I need. So how do you get started? And like I said, I will have that YouTube video out there. How do you get started? The first thing is try a prompt. Try a prompt today. Focus on understanding and helping your buyer. Put into chat who your buyer is. Find out what are their challenges. And then tell chat that you want to create emails that show empathy, show that you understand them, that you truly want to help them. You don't want to just give them the sales pitch. God, I hate the sales pitch. I want to give value, make it value based. And if you continue to offer value with everything that you do, so for instance, I just did a LinkedIn connection trying to do sales. So I went into the individual on LinkedIn, we connected. I want to go back in and say thank you for connecting. I don't use an automated service, which I have spoken about that before. I don't like those automated services because I want it to feel personal and authentic from me. But I want to follow up to say thank you for connecting. I don't want to sell our product, but I want to see how else I can serve them by giving them more valuable information that truly helps them. I knew this one individual was interested in finding out more information about ChatGPT and AI tools. And so I told them, go to the World Innovators YouTube channel. I'm posting new how-to videos all the time that will be out there. Always trying to give information. The other thing I'm going to post in the show notes, and this was a quick sheet I put together of 5 ways brands can show genuine empathy. And so it goes through and it shows you exactly how you can add more empathy to your sales letter, your sales deck, your LinkedIn posts. I will make sure this document is downloadable for you in the show notes. Other ways that you can get more information from us to help you with this is, like I said, download those 5 ways there. Go to the World Innovators YouTube channel. I have how-to videos, but also our previous podcast episodes have talked about different ways to use ChatGPT and AI. Subscribe, please subscribe to this podcast. The more subscribers we have, the better our community is, and we can start to share ideas with each other to help us all succeed. As I mentioned, ChatGPT is the worst it's ever going to be right now. Tomorrow it's going to be better. The next day is going to be even better. And a month from now, so much better. So definitely subscribe, share this information with your colleagues. And if you have any information that you would like from me directly, or if you just want to talk about chat AI, making your messages relevant to your target audience, I love talking about it. Please feel free to reach out to me at dpeterson, Peterson, at World Innovators, Innovators I will definitely get back to you because we are all trying to inspire success. And the only way to do this is if we all talk to each other about what is working, what is not, but how we can all save time in our day, get all the jobs done that we need to, so that we can get outside. We can get out in the sun. We can go for a walk, play golf, get on that paddleboard, go skiing, whatever it is. We want to get away from the desk. So let's work together and get that done. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the World Innovators B2B Marketing Excellence and AI podcast. If you'd like to be updated when new episodes come out, don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out our social media accounts to stay up to date on B2B marketing trends.